Namaste students. Today I am going to start the topic powers and functions of the Prime Minister of India. In the previous part I explained you the powers and functions of the President of India. So let's begin. First of all, this is important to note that in the Indian Constitution Article 75 Part 1 that only provide Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President and other ministers also appointed by the President but with the advice of the Prime Minister. And India has a parliamentary system. So in this system, the leader of the majority party alone is appointed as Prime Minister by the President. One more important thing is here, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, they all will collectively responsible to the House of the People, mean Lok Sabha, for any decision. And the moment the support of the majority is lost, that time the Prime Minister also loses the office, mean the term of Prime Minister can end before the end of Lok Sabha term. And here this is important that the tenure of Prime Minister. Prime Minister's tenure is 5 years and qualification, if we will see, he should be citizen of India and he should complete the age of 25 and he doesn't carry any job under central or state government. And if we will discuss about the powers and functions of the Prime Minister of India, then firstly we can say he is head of the government. In this we can say that as a head of government, all the major appointments of the union government are virtually made by the Prime Minister and all major decisions making bodies like the Union Cabinet, Planning Commission, Cabinet Committee function under the supervision and direction of Prime Minister. Now the second function or power of the Prime Minister of India is formation of Council of Ministers. He plays a very important role in the formation of the Council of Ministers. His first duty after resuming office is the formation of Council of Ministers. Fine, and he has also free hand in the selection of the ministers. Nobody can be appointed a minister against the wishes of the Prime Minister. Thirdly, the Prime Minister allocates ranks and portfolios to the ministers depending upon the seniority and political importance. The ministers are given the rank of cabinet minister, ministers of state or deputy ministers. Next we can say the Prime Minister is the leader of the cabinet and the cabinet functions under the control of the Prime Minister. He can call the meetings of the cabinet whenever he likes and the Prime Minister prepare the agenda for the meetings as well as control it. Next, chief spokesman in foreign relations. So in international relations, the Prime Minister is regarded as chief spokesman of the country. His statements are for the outside world, statements of policies of the nation and institutional conference such as non-aligned nation and SAARC. It is who speaks for the nation. Next, he is chairman of Planning Commission and the new name of the Planning Commission is Niti Aayog. Fine. So, as a chairman of the Planning Commission, he plays a very important role. It has covered all the spheres of the activities of both the center and the states. It has become a super cabinet under the leadership of the Prime Minister. All the important decisions regarding the economic policies are taken by the Planning Commission under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister. Now the next is link between the President and the Council of Ministers. So here also we see the Prime Minister is the link between Cabinet and President. It is duty of the Prime Minister to convey the decision of the Cabinet to the President and no minister can discuss a particular problem with the President without the permission of the Prime Minister. Next you can say he is leadership of the Cabinet in the Parliament. Prime Minister leads the Cabinet in the Parliament. The ministers answer the questions put to them by the members of the Parliament. Whenever a minister is in difficulty, then the Prime Minister helps him. And the Prime Minister explains the policy and decisions of the Cabinet to the Parliament. All important statements on behalf of the Cabinets are made by Prime Minister in the Parliament. And if the President requires any information regarding the administration of any department, he would demand such an information from the Prime Minister. And as a leader of the Parliament, Prime Minister is known as the leader of the lower house. Out of the two houses, the position of Lok Sabha is of greater importance, and the Prime Minister is the leader of the Lok Sabha. The Parliament always depends upon the policy and guidance of the Prime Minister for facing any problem, and all the important decisions in the Parliament are taken according to the wishes of the Prime Ministers. Now, I will explain you about the Council of Ministers. Students, Council of Ministers are of three types. First is Cabinet Ministers, second is State Ministers, and third is Deputy Ministers. If we will discuss about the size of Council of Ministers, so we can say after the amendment, the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 15% of the total membership of the House of People in Lok Sabha as assembly in the case of states. Fine. And if we will see about the civil services, then there are three types of civil servants. First, we can say which comes under the All India Services. So the officials who do their duty under central or state government in any part of India, and they are elected through the exam conducted by UPSC, that is comes under the All India Service. For example, IAS, IPS, fine. And now the second is second type of civil services is comes under the central services, and the officials who do their duty under central government, and they are elected through exam as All India Services are also same conducted by the UPSC. For example, here central services, Indian Railway Service, and third is the state services, and the officials who do their duty only under state government is called the state services. And example you can take agriculture, panchayat, village, etc. And if we will discuss about the functions of civil servants, we can say they help to formulate laws, and they do all the administrative work. Civil services help to make planning in the country also, and help to prepare budget. And lastly, we can say to recommend major suggestions to the ministers. This is important function, comes under the civil servants. So this is all about the this chapter executive. I hope you understood all the points.